lana man. Stop kimela lena man. Jayvana man man nini. Maporisa. Nangu Jayvani no stock bayalo la. DJ Jayvani bekazo record mixtape lakhe e-studio saka stock. Manje ufika adla nokudla kwa stock. Udla umrogo ka stock yaphuza ne Kingsley ka stock.
If you didn't vote, shut the up. It's the best in the world. Nothing to say. If you don't vote, shut the up. You ain't got shit to say. For real. I know us as the majority of the youth, we are the group that's least likely to vote on the 29th of May 2024. However, us as the youth, we're the quickest ones to complain about the state of our government, the state of our roads, the state of our infrastructure. You be out here charging your power banks, buying generators, buying converters, inverters. At the same time, you're paying for electricity when you pay for your rent. But you don't vote. How, Sway? How? I think it's very, very essential for us to vote. And we have a few options. We've never had so many political parties in this country at the same time campaigning. Even the new ones that have just come into the fold are starting to make a specified impact where they can take numbers. For instance, take a look at this.
Hi, Nyamasa, was hi, Pounds Yalaman, hi, Nyamasa, hi, Wago P1, hi, Sikiti, was hi, Wago P1, hi, Sikiti, hi, hey, ta, Viva Trusteiners and Viva! Viva Trusteiners and Viva! Tata John Tata!
That's the blue team, y'all. Doesn't the blue team's leader sort of reminds you of the red team's leader and the way they're campaigning in the streets? Or this is a new political party and they're coming with a very aggressive style. Check this out.
Visiting Guguletu, visiting Langa, visiting Mitchell's Plain, visiting Westbury, visiting Valhalla Park, visiting Kraaifontein. But today, they are visiting the Palestinian people that are dying while we are dying and nobody came to us. We are telling us that our lives mean nothing to you.
Mackenzie has vowed to bring back the death penalty for those who murder women and children. Meanwhile, for the numbers of those who attended here, the party blames sabotage.
Abahambe, Abahambe, Abahambe.
Ntantla Katlani, SABC News, Johan.
Abahambe. They must go. Okay, we won't be elaborating on regards to the policies. However, what we'll be delegating ourselves with is the essentialness of trying to implement a change. Because there's this new word that's been thrown out. You know, our politicians always put us on game because we just be too relaxed. There's a new world out there called coalition.
It's not really, even in some ways, a coalition of forming one party to be on the ballot. It's the same 7 parties who still have to go contest an election. They may just have got together and said, we agree on the following things. So vote for any choice in that midst. That's the first thing. So me being there or not being there makes no difference because I've got a job to do to get the voters, as will every other party on that. The second thing is that whole block and pact will end up at about 38%, which means it can't get over 51 on its own.
A coalition government. What the fuck is a coalition? Let me explain it to you. So let's say there's a pie, right? And then there's a yellow team. And hypothetically speaking, that yellow team gets less than 50% of the pie, which is less than the majority. That means the green team, the blue team, and the red team, hypothetically speaking, can come together and try to outthrow the yellow team. However, this may be a problem in regards to all the different political differences and political agendas. For example, the red team wants to implement the policy of land reform without compensation. At the same time, the blue team pushes a more democratic and liberal form of movement. And both ideologies are not necessarily the same. However, the situation being as bad as it is, I highly motivate you and encourage you to go and vote. I know we all don't like politicians. We don't trust politicians. Politicians say one thing and then they mean another thing. However, let us rather choose a different devil. Why not? Let us try something different. Or if you want to stick to the yellow team, I support that. And we have to be very conscientized in regards to which team we go for and how we celebrate that team, and not forcing our friends and the family to join specific teams because we might have differences in terms of political ideology. And like I said in the beginning, you cannot complain about potholes, about load shedding, about infrastructure, about crime if you don't vote. So do yourself a favor. On the 29th of May, go to your nearest high school or nearest hall where they've set up voting stations. And I hope you registered, because I've been encouraging everyone to register. Me, like myself, I'll confess, I've never been the political minded type of person. However, I'm sick and tired of staying in the dark. I'm sick and tired of changing my tires after hitting a pothole. I'm sick of it. And one old wise man told me, if you didn't vote, you've got nothing to say, because you did not want to invoke a difference. Or maybe with the same team, but if they move differently. If you're happy with the team that we're currently on, I support that. Do your thing. And I don't want to be very biased. Hence, I'm using the referencing of colored teams. But if you know, you know. And what's my team that I'm going with, I won't specify, because my vote is my choice. And I always aim to keep that private. So do yourself a favor. Be a conscious citizen of this country. Think about your future. Think about your children's future. The pudding is all over the wall. We see what we have. You see what's going on within this country. And I want to encourage all of you to go vote. Go vote. Whether you want to stick with the same team or switch things up, spice things up, it's all up to you. I support that. Try to be a patriotic citizen. Care about your country. Do you remember how things were so fresh back in the day when you had a specific president and petrol was like fucking 4 rands, dog? And now 4 liters, $400, 4. Just to go around the corner. You pay $100 just to go around the corner. Rather take taxis. That's how bad the situation is. It is alarming. The great AKA once said, Musimaimani said we're the next Zimbabwe. I see us as the next Zimbabwe, because South Africa is beautiful. We have our problems. That's fine. But we stay in a very fucking beautiful nation. And I want to encourage everyone. Go vote. You with your boy Sonwabo Thetha, aka the absolute best in the world. And thank you so much for the consistency. Thank you so much for the likes, the views, the subscriptions. I know I'm not consistent, and like I always say it, I'll try and release more content. But you know, there's this other crazy thing called life, and by all means, we're battling it each and every single day. But enough from me. I'll leave you all with peace, love, and prosperity. You're with your boy Sonwabo Thetha, aka the best in the world. It's the best in the world.